Hello all, I come in peace. It's Dionne. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this practice. We have a morning yoga flow. So thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to leave a like on this video, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. So right away, let's get started coming into a child's pose. Let's bring the big toes to touch and the knees nice and wide. Send the hips back on top of the heels as you extend the hands forward and gently bow the head all the way down to earth. Coming into Balasana, child's pose. Just take a moment here. Find your center. Find your ground. And allow your body to soften. Taking deep breaths into the belly. Now, when you're ready, we'll begin a few rounds of breath, starting with the inhale, deep breath in, and exhale. Again, inhale, breathe it in, and exhale. Let's do one more big breath in. And exhale. A few more breaths here on your own. You can take a moment here, set your intention for your practice, set your intention for your day. When you wake up, you get to choose how you want to show up. You get to choose your thoughts. You get to choose how you express yourself. It's all a choice. So let's start this day off with I choose. I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to be loving to myself. I choose to fully accept myself and accept this day exactly as it is. Say today will be a good day, and it will be. When you're ready, inhale, big breath in, and exhale. Nice and slow here. Let's begin to lift the hips and coming out of Balasana, out of child's pose. Let's make our way into a tabletop, nice flat back, neutral spine. Let's move through some cat-cows using an inhale, drop the belly down, open through the chest. Exhale, round it through, release. Inhale to drop the belly, breathe in. Exhale, round it through the spine. Again, inhale, drop the belly. Let's come to a nice flat back, neutral spine. Left hand to center, inhale, right hand to sky, reach up. Use your exhale to thread your needle all the way through. Let's settle on to the outer right ear, right shoulder. And maybe that left hand reaches towards that front edge of the yoga mat. Breathing deep into the belly here. If you'd like to take it further and find a bind, you can bring your hand to rest gently on your lower back or tuck the fingertips in between the right hip and upper right thigh. Deep breaths. Feeling the rotation and the shoulders. And allowing your body to breathe. When you're ready, inhale, big breath in. Use your exhale, we begin to break the pose. We release, unwind, inhale, unthread your needle, right hand to sky, reach up. And exhale, release. Let's switch, right hand down to earth, inhale, left hand to sky, breathe in. Use your exhale to thread the needle all the way through. Settle onto outer left ear, left shoulder. Breathing deep here. So again, that hand might reach towards the front edge of the yoga mat. or you can allow it to rest gently on your lower back here. When you're ready, inhale, big breath in. Use your exhale to unwind, break the pose. Inhale, left hand to sky, reach up, unthread your needle. And release back down to earth. So let's come back onto our hands and knees, back into our tabletop. Awesome job here. Let's extend the right leg straight back onto the yoga mat. Okay, now the left foot can be nice and flat, or you can curl the left toes under. Let's cross that right foot off and over, off to the left side of the yoga mat. Take your gaze past your left shoulder. So we're deepening the stretch in the right side body. Big breath in, big breath out. You might find a gentle rock back and forth here to deepen your stretch. When you're ready, let's release back through center and we switch. So you can curl the right toes under here, extend the left leg straight back, and when you're ready, let's cross that left foot off and over to the right. Take your gaze past your right shoulder. Remember your breath here, remember to breathe. Deepening the stretch in that left side body, really lean into that left side body here. Reaching back through the left heel. When you're ready, inhale and exhale. Let's release back through center. Awesome job. Now from here, walk the hands forward, curl the toes under, and we'll slowly lift the hips, downward facing dog. So the first downward dog of the practice. Hips high, up and back. Begin to pedal the feet. Okay, in doing this, we're creating space in the body. So dropping one heel down and then the other as the other one lifts up. Okay, bending at either knee. You can have a nice wide stance with the feet for stability. Fingertips spread nice and wide, elbow creases shining towards the front edge of that yoga mat. And again, generous bend in the knees here. Now, if your heels don't quite touch the yoga mat, that's okay. That comes in time. When you're ready, let's find stillness in our downward dog, okay? Now, we're really grounded and rooted through our right palm here, okay? Pressing into the finger pads. When you're ready, take a generous bend at this right knee. We're taking our left hand to cross and reach towards that right ankle. Bend this knee as much as you need to. Bring your gaze up underneath the right armpit towards the sky. So we're finding a downward dog twist here. When you're ready, let's release and switch. So we're grounding through that left palm. When you're ready, we twist right hand towards that left ankle. Bend the left knee as much as you need to as you bring your gaze up underneath the left armpit, up towards the sky. Remember your breath here. And release back through center. Let's use an inhale to look forward. Exhale, top of the yoga mat, feet together. Inhale lifts you halfway, lengthen nice long back. Halfway lift, use your exhale, bow, fold, soften down. Let's take a ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, find a gentle sway. And just allow your belly to bring close towards the thighs with the generous bend in the knees, and just allow your head to be heavy here. When you're ready, we'll find stillness. Release your fingertips down to earth. Now let's bring our left hand to center here, okay? When you're ready, using an inhale, we straighten through the right leg. Let's bend the left knee and open that right hand up towards the sky. Breathing deep into the belly. So the feet are about hips width distance. If you need more space in the hips, widen your stance. Breathing deep here. So as you straighten that right leg, you're pulling that right hip back into space. You bend the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let's switch. Right hand down when you're ready. Inhale, left hand to sky. As we do this, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Open that left hand up towards the sky here. And release back into your fold. A few more breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice and long, back lengthen, look forward. Hands are on top of the shins, or you can bring them on top of the thighs. If so, hug the elbows in towards the body. Find an exhale to release. Inhale, root to rise. Let's bring it all the way up. Big breath in, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now let's take a moment here. You can keep the hands at heart center. As you gently close the eyes, just take a moment to feel the earth connection beneath the toes. Imagine roots growing down deep from the soles of your feet, deep into the earth, into the soil, feeling connected with all that is, feeling one with all that is. Feeling grounded and rooted, feeling strong and stable. When you're ready, inhale, arms up, big breath. Exhale, bow and fold, forward fold. Let's plant the palms, step it back to a plank pose. Now, if you'd like, you can always drop the knees down and come into a nice half plank here. That's totally okay, wherever you're at in your practice, or keep the knees lifted. Inhale, exhale, float it onto the belly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale to bow. Let's send it back to downward facing dog. Move with your breath. When you're ready, inhale, looks forward. Exhale, top of your yoga mat. Inhale, lifts you halfway. Nice long back. Exhale, bow and fold. Root to rise, bring it all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we fold. Plant the palms, step back, plank pose, float it onto the belly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale to bow. Press it back to plank, send it back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Now from here, let's ground through the left foot. Grounding through the left foot, use an inhale, right leg to sky. So finding a three-legged dog here, breathing deep into the belly. When you're ready, let's take a bend at that right knee, creating more space in the hips. So we're working to keep the shoulders even here. Hips are even as well. So we don't want to lean into one side more than the other. Inhale, big breath in. Now use your exhale, let's release. We're going to step that right foot in between the hands. Okay? Lower the left knee down. So we're setting up for a low lunge here. We can flatten the left foot. When you're ready, inhale. Reach the arms up. Now let's find an open twist. When you're ready, big breath in. Left hand reaches forward. This right hand extends towards the back end of the yoga mat, lunging deep in the hips. Another big breath in. Let's reverse our twist here. So bringing that right hand to the back of the left thigh. That left hand reaches back. Breathe in. Use your exhale to release, arms up. Bring the hands down to earth, send the hips back for a half splits, runner stretch. Really pull that right hip back into space, flex the right toes towards the face. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bow and fold deeper over the knee. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Let's release, let's roll back through center, left hand to the mat. Inhale, open twist, right hand to sky. Let's find a bind here. Now you can stay here in your open twist or bend at the left knee. That right hand will grab the top of the left foot or left ankle. Continue to lunge deep in the hips. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Let's step the right foot back, plank pose, and flow. Belly to cobra. Move with your breath. Take it to downward dog when you're ready. Hips high, up and back. Grounding through that right foot when you get there. Inhale, left foot to sky. Exhale, bend at the knees. So again, stacking through the hips, even in the shoulders. Creating space. I choose to create space. When you're ready, inhale to lengthen. Use your exhale, step through center. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Let's find that open twist, big breath in. So the right hand reaches forward, left hand extends back. Stay here or revolve your twist. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, release, arms up. Let's float it down. Send the hips back for your half splits, runner stretch. Pull that left hip back into space. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bow and fold deeper over the knee. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's roll through center. Inhale, open twist. Right hand to the mat, left hand to sky. Reach up. You can stay here or find your bind. Continue to lunge the hips forward as you peel the heart up, open towards the sky here. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Plant the palms, step it back, plank pose, find your flow. Take the breath with you as you go. Bring it to downward dog when you're ready. Hips high, up and back. Awesome job, everybody. Again, grounding through that left foot. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, step through center. This time, drop the left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Now this time, use your exhale, bend the elbows for cactus arms. If you want to take it further, let's find a bind. Interlace the fingertips, pull the knuckles down, stay lifted in the heart space. Okay, inhale. Use your exhale, release, hands towards your yoga mat. Plant the palms, step it back, plank pose, and move with your breath. Find your flow. Downward dog when you're ready. Grounding through that right foot. Inhale, left foot to sky. Exhale, step through center. Inhale, low lunge, arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus arms. Let's find that bind. Interlace the fingertips behind the back and pull the knuckles down. Lift through the chest. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, break the pose. Plant the palms, step it back, plank pose, and you know what to do. Find your flow. Move with your breath. Downward dog when you're ready. Inhale, looks forward. Exhale, top of the yoga mat, feet together. Inhale, lifts you halfway. Exhale, bow and fold. Root to rise. Let's bring it all the way up. And hands to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's take a nice wide stance here on our yoga mat. Okay, toes pointed slightly in, heels pointed slightly outward. Bring your hands to heart center, press the palms together, big breath in. Use your exhale, heart dives forward for a wide-legged forward fold. You can bring your hands to your ankles. You can bring your hands down to earth. Whatever feels more comfortable or natural for you in the body, just remember to breathe here, deepening the stretch in the hips. And stimulating some blood flow here. Whenever we can get our heart above our head, it is an inversion, which is amazing for our blood flow and overall blood health. Awesome job. When you're ready, left hand to center. Inhale, right hand to sky. Open up. And release. Let's switch. Right hand down. Inhale, left hand to sky. And release back into your fold. A few more breaths. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen, look forward, nice long back. Exhale, bow and fold. Let's root to rise. We'll slowly come up to stand here. You can heel toe the feet back together. Awesome job. I'll meet you standing at the top of your yoga mat here. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow and fold. Plant the palms, step it back. Let's find a side plank on our left side. So right hand to sky, we reach up here. Keep the hips lifted. You have some options. If you need a modified side plank, you can drop that left knee down. Continue to keep your hips lifted. You might take your gaze up towards the sky here. Remember your breath and remember to breathe. Let's release back through center. You can find a side plank on your right, left hand to sky. We reach up. Again, if you need to modify, we're bringing that right knee down. Big breath here. And release back through center. Inhale, exhale, float it onto the belly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale to bow. Press the hips back. Let's take a child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Extend the hands forward as you gently bow the head all the way down to earth. And just take a few breaths here in Balasana. Notice how you feel. Notice your breathing. Coming back to the intention you had set at the beginning of your practice. I choose to take up space. I choose to be kind. I choose to be loving. I choose to keep showing up. If you have your forehead pressed against the yoga mat, you might give it a gentle rock side to side, applying a bit of pressure to the brow, the third eye. Awesome job. When you're ready, let's slowly peel our way up out of our child's pose. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and swing the feet around. Find a seat. Let's extend the legs forward. Generous bend in the knees here, using an inhale, arms up. Staff pose, use your exhale to bow and fold for a seated forward fold. A few breaths. When you're ready, let's sit up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and make our way onto our backs. Go ahead and find a happy baby. Coming into happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of both feet. You can take a gentle rock side to side here, creating space in the hips. Now in your happy baby, keep the right leg where it is. Extend the left leg forward, coming into a half happy baby here to deepen our stretch in our right hip. Remember your breath here. Remember to breathe. You might bring your left hand to the top of the left thigh, left hip, just to help you keep the hips even here. When you're ready, inhale, big breath in, and exhale. Let's switch, bring that left foot, left knee back in, extend the right leg forward, half happy baby. And same thing here, remember your breath, breathing deep. When you're ready, let's come back through center, full happy baby here. You might find some play, gentle rock side to side. Let's go ahead and float and release the feet down to earth. You can go ahead and bring the feet as wide as the yoga mat and gently windshield wiper the knees. Allowing one knee to fall in and then the other. When you're ready, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall open. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. If this is too much for your hips, you can go ahead and straighten the legs and take on Shavasana instead. So your choice. When you get there to your comfortable laying position, bring one hand to the heart space and the other hand to the belly and just take a moment. Notice how you feel. Notice your breathing. Notice your breath. Notice how you chose to just take up space today. Notice how you chose to be more kind to your body. Notice how you chose yourself today. Oftentimes, the hardest part is just showing up, and you did that. You got here. When you're ready, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Nice and slow in your own time. You can roll on to a side. Let's come into a fetal position. So choose whichever side is your favorite. Pull the knees up in towards the body and just take a moment to self-soothe here. And again, notice how you feel. When you're ready in your own time, we'll make our way up to Sukha Asana, easy seat, whatever comfortable seating position that is for you. Finding a nice tall spine, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. We'll bring our hands together at heart center, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll gently bow the head to close our practice. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. It is always such an honor to hold this space for you. And until we meet again, namaste.